I'm going to show you some of the best long-term trading opportunities in MemeCoins right now. There's actually a lot of setups where we can swing trade these coins for multiple days, even multiple weeks, potentially even a month or two, because we're going to be looking for a long-term swing trade where we're making multiple hundreds of percent on our trade, also looking not just for a quick and small trade, but being able to ride this long-term meme coin trend, because I'm expecting a lot of these coins continue upwards because they're now giving a major signal. Here we even have Mudeng, one of the larger market cap coins, but you can see from this high all the way to this low, it's very common for a coin to move between 61 to 65% down and then begin to have a reaction, actually begin to come into a supportive structure, change its structure, and then begin to flip into a more bullish trend. And that's exactly what's happened here on Mudeng. We came down 64% from the high, and now we had a major reaction where we've actually began to change the structure. All through this area, it was clear we were in a down long-term trend because of the higher high and higher low structure. Whereas right here, look, we've now made a low, made a new high, made a new high, made a higher low, and now we're beginning to break the trend. But this is most important right here, that volume is beginning to come into this coin. When we actually scroll out, you can see that really the last major amount of volume was back here in May, around May the 8th. All the way to around May the 23rd. So that was showing that here we had a major amount of volume, and this is where we should have began trading Mudeng back in this region. So we're now beginning to get another signal. We're getting this higher high, higher low structure, and we're now getting a major increase in volume. We can actually begin to look to structure a long-term position on Mudeng, especially even here. We can actually use the same strategy to actually get in between 61 to 65% down from the high. So now that we've got this signal, we can begin to structure a long-term trade on Mudeng. We would also, if you wanted to wait for an extra confirmation on this coin, we would actually wait for another long spike in volume and also a break above the actual high that was structured around the $230 million market cap. You can actually move on to many other coins because there are a lot of opportunities. We've actually done a very similar move here on GOAT. We're actually from all the way down here, we made 3 bullish moves to the upside. We made the initial wave, we made the third wave, we also made the 5th wave before again structuring the downside move. And even from the high all the way down, so this was actually a little bit larger of a move, but see how it nearly fits perfectly between that 65%. Actually went down 68%, and now it's beginning to change its structure. We can see the overall increase in volume here, now showing that with bullish trend could be beginning to change, and we're also continuing here where we're making the higher lows, higher high, higher lows, higher high. And as we continue this bullish structure, you can see and even confirm using the exponential moving average, can add that to the chart. We can see now on the chart that the overall slope of the EMA is up and to the right. That means now we can begin to look for longs on GOAT, whereas all through this previous area, we were only looking for shorts based on a lot of factors like the overall volume, the structure of the exponential moving average. What's really important to find these top trending meme coins, I can show you right now by using Dexscreener. Use some really basic filters. All I do is come in and put a minimum market cap of 7.5 million, and then I put a maximum market cap of 100 million, because that's really the sweet spot to look for these long-term trending coins that we can look for some swing trades, because anything over 100 million will begin to get into those larger market cap coins. I've actually showed you some larger market cap coins today, but even the best opportunities that you'll find will be within here. And now, not only that, but we do want to focus on volume. We want to see the most volume coming in today. So we do want to be tracking not only larger market cap coins that we can look for a swing trade, but also in terms of volume. And as we scroll through, and actually find some of these coins. Like here, I'll be covering Labubu next. It's in this top trending coin list, especially for Solana Memecoins. So we could even ensure and make sure here we could go over, change these filters, and overall include only Solana, apply that right here. And then we can see it's actually the 7th most trending coin. And a lot of the other coins we covered today are also massively trending. So let's actually jump into Labubu now, because it's got a slightly different structure than a lot of these other coins. You can see how the past coins, even Peanut, looks very similar to the last coins that we were just covering, whereas Labubu is actually setting up in a bit of a symmetrical triangle. Now, you have to understand that a symmetrical triangle late in a trend actually forms a long-term bullish trend where we're looking for a breakout in the last third of the triangle. Now, we are making a small downside push, but we do only want to stay above this long-term low. Overall, a lot of times with triangles, it is about a 50-50 move. This triangle would be about 55 to 60% probability of success. But also, there is a move where the first initial downside or upside move is a 50-50 breakout as well. So a lot of the times we could get a fake out right here where we get below this level, it fakes out, and then we get that continuation to the upside. But regardless of how the current structure plays out, we need to be ready, because if Labubu doesn't set up and actually breaks these overall structures, especially if it gets below this low right here, then I'll be very, very tentative. I'll be taking a lot of action to potentially move out of my position and then move into some more structured coins that are beginning to break out to the upside, that have done that 65% move to the downside. They've come into that support and now they're showing the bullish structure. Again, we're just playing probabilities here. It's decent probability play, because what we can then do is structure a sell back at the old high around that 75 million mark. Then if we do see a bit of a sell-off, we will understand that these areas right here that were initially resistance will then act as a support. So that would be an area that I'd look back to be entering in. So if I sold 25 or 50% at 75 million, I'd then look for another entry of the same amount what I sold back in at around this 40 to 50 million level. So that's how I'd be playing it. And so many, again, long-term opportunities. Same with Peanut, looking very, very similar to a lot of these other coins. And when we scroll in, it's doing the same structure where it's finally broken the long-term downtrend, making this bullish structure. And the overall volume is now beginning to increase as well, which is very, very important on a coin. As I said, I'm currently in a trade for Labubu and I'm ready to structure a trade in the next coin. Even here, we can see Ava was actually doing really, really well. Actually pushed up to nearly 400 million market cap. But right now, it looks like we're in a form of a bit of a trading range where price is really struggling to break below the highs and also break below the lows. So it's actually coming into this low level right here. We could look to structure a trade back to just the top of this trading range, which would be close to a 300% gain. So a lot of potential to actually take some of these trades now. Then I'd come in on a shorter time frame, scroll in, and now we see, okay, we've got a nice increase in volume, which is what we want to see. We're now seeing this structure where we're making higher highs and higher lows in the market. And now overall, I'm ready to structure a trade into one of these coins, because could be setting up even better than a position that I'm already in. So you do need to be very active. You do need to be always ready to structure a trade or move a trade, get ready your stop loss, move on to the next trade, and always be ready, because there's a lot of coins trending. So if one coin doesn't work out, you can always move over to another position, just take the small loss and trend it over. So you can even see here, very similar on Chill Guy, coming down around 65%, starting to make that bullish push to the upside, a lot of volume coming in. So a lot of these coins is what I'm looking to trade. Larger market cap coins definitely working out, because they've got this long-term narrative. They've got even long-term holders that have known about Chill Guy for many, many months. It's been out for so long. So it's actually got a lot of narrative behind it, a lot of holders, a lot of attention, and it makes trading these coins even more effective, because you would know that a lot of coins are struggling to even last more than 24 hours. So these coins that have been out for many, many months make more sense to structure trades in here. So if you have enjoyed today's video, check out all the links in the video description. Smash the like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.